Today, endocrinology topic. First, we'll discuss about thyroid disorders. Thyroid gland is situated in the neck and it has two lobes, right and left, joined by an isthmus. This hormone, thyroxine, is mainly situated by thyroid gland. This thyroxine T4 converted into T3 triiodothyronine. Thyroid, this secretes hormone, is mostly converted into peripheral tissue, into T3, liver, muscles, etc. And T3 is a very active form of hormone. 99% of T3 and T4 are bound to thyroglobulin in circulation, and only free T3, T4 can enter cells and promote metabolism. Another thing is about thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, is released by anterior pituitary gland in response to hypothalamic thyrotropin, TRH. This thyrotropin releasing hormone increase levels of thyroid hormones, in turn gives negative feedback and suppress the release of thyroid stimulating hormone. So what do you understand by this? TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, released by anterior pituitary in response to hypothalamic, TRH, thyrotropin releasing hormone. So all this will cause increased thyroxine secreted by thyroid gland. At the moment that level increases, it suppresses secretion of TRH and thereby TSH. So controlling the thyroid hormone secretion. Now first topic in that is hypothyroidism. Will take up hyperthyroidism. It's a different topic. Now hypothyroidism, what is hypothyroidism? It's a clinical condition caused by low levels of thyroid hormone, more commonly seen in females. Male to male ratio is 6:1. So very commonly seen in females. This hypothyroidism can be either due to failure of thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine. This is called primary hyperthyroidism, primary hypothyroidism, or it can be due to secondary hypothyroidism. What is meaning by secondary hypothyroidism? Decreased thyroid secreted hormone secretion by pituitary gland, thereby decreased release of thyroxine, causing hypothyroidism. So let us talk about primary hypothyroidism. Primary hypothyroidism, that means failure of thyroid gland. It's a thyroid gland is failing due to various disorders, causing low layer of thyroxine, causing low metabolism in the body, and various clinical feature associated with it. So causes of primary hypothyroidism is, there are few clauses here mentioned. Acute immune hypothyroidism, iatrogenic hypothyroidism, spontaneous atrophic thyroiditis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, or post-thyroidectomy after thyroid surgery. Sometimes goitrous, where iodine deficiency, once again Hashimoto's thyroiditis, drug-induced genetic enzyme defects. Now about secondary hypothyroidism. So due to thyroid TSH deficiency, so either there may be problem with the pituitary gland or hypothalamus. So destruction of pituitary gland can be the cause, post-surgery, post-radiation, tumor of pituitary gland, Sheehan syndrome, and disorders of hypothalamus, where it can be because of some tumors, trauma, or sometimes idiopathic, where cause is unknown. Next, we'll discuss about clinical features of hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism in newborn manifests differently, and adult manifests little differently. So let us discuss first clinical features of congenital hypothyroidism. So seen in newborn due to neonatal hypothyroidism, the clinical features will be a lot of feeding problem, prolonged jaundice, hypotonia, enlarged tongue, delayed physical growth and development, mental retardation, very important, short stature, develop umbilical hernia, and cretinism. It's a severe hypothyroidism seen in infancy, where permanent neurological damage occurs if treatment is delayed. So what is the treatment is? You have to check up for thyroid hormones, and very classical case, and the treatment is oral thyroxine replacement therapy lifelong. Now this about, next is in adults. What happens in hypothyroidism is there is a slow metabolic rate. Second thing is there is infiltration of many body tissue by hydrophilic mucopolysaccharides, or sort of we call it as a myxomatous tissue, a layer of this tissue all over the body. And clinical features also depends on the duration and severity of hypothyroidism. So let us see what are general features and what are the various system affected by it, because all system is affected. General, you find weakness, tiredness, what the patient complains, cold intolerance, very dry, coarse skin. Sometimes we call it a tort's skin, like a frog's skin. Develop pallor, anemia, hair loss, mixed edema, features puffy face, hand, feet. Record the temperature, there will be hypothermia, many times hoarse voice, and if you see enlarged goiter, thyroid gland, we call it as a goiter. Various systems also affected, giving us the various symptoms. Gastrointestinal symptoms, where the patient will have constipation, large tongue, we call it as a microglossia. Now, reproductive system, if affected, will cause in a female menorrhagia, lot of cycle, menstrual cycle, large amount of period duration. Some patient ladies will have amenorrhea. Infertility, one of the cause of this is infertility. Sometimes galactorrhea. Nervous system, very important to know. Poor memory, poor concentration. In the hands, you find carpal tunnel syndrome. If you do deep tendon reflex, very classically, find delayed relaxation of deep tendon reflexes. Cardiovascular system, every system is affected. There will be bradycardia, pulse rate will be low, hypertension, many patients have ischemic heart disease. In a later phase, you find pericardial effusion. So there are so many features affecting various systems. Investigations now. Investigations, we do thyroid hormone studies. We do serum T3 level, serum T4 levels, both are low, and serum thyroid stimulating hormone TSH levels are very high in primary hypothyroidism, where there is a thyroid problem with the thyroid itself. But TSH level will be low in secondary hypothyroidism. That's how we can differentiate. Patient has got high thyroid hormones. Primary hypothyroidism, there is increased TSH levels, but very low in secondary hypothyroidism. Normal TSH level will be 0.5 to 5 mu liters, microunits per ml. As the TSH level increases, there are more chance of patient calling to developing hypothyroidism. Serum cholesterol, serum triglycerides are very high. ECG, we show bradycardia. Chest X-ray may show because of pericardial effusion, cardiomegaly. Blood, you see peripheral blood smear, you find anemia picture, macrocytic many time. Sometimes normocytic. This picture will be there. So, this is a list of investigations. Few more. We can have increased serum creatinine, kinase level, LDH level. Many hypothyroidism patient will have hyponatremia, I not shown in the slide. ECG we take, not only bradycardia, will show low voltage. All QRS waves are very small. PQRS, low voltage. Management of hypothyroidism are not mentioned here. Let us discuss this also right now. How to manage? Lifelong, since thyroid hormone levels are very low, so thyroid gland failure, not able to secrete thyroid hormone. So you have to give lifelong replacement of thyroid hormone. Orally, we give levothyroxine T4, lifelong, gradually start with low dose thyroxine, 25 to 50 microgram per day. Over 3 weeks, gradually increase the dose, can go up to 100 microgram to 200 microgram per day, to be given early morning dose before taking any breakfast, and repeat TSH levels, and as per that you can increase the dose or decrease the dose. TSH level should be between 0.5 to 5. So this you can do every 2 or 3 months, sometimes 6 months, patient is stable. The usual replenishment dose is usually 1.6 microgram per kg per day. Now one word of caution: in ischemic heart disease, we have to start lowest dose of the levothyroxine 25 microgram, then gradually increase. This is to avoid precipitation of angina, heart failure, or some arrhythmias. This is about treatment of hypothyroidism. Now, in hypothyroidism, sometime in a severest form, patient develops coma called myxedema coma. It's a rare presentation of hypothyroidism seen usually in elderly people. Myxedema coma is a rare severe form of hypothyroidism seen in elderly. Clinical features will be altered sensorium, so they will be drowsy, semi-conscious, or like that. There will be hypothermia, hypoglycemia, there will be hypoventilation, breathing very less, hypoxia, hyponatremia, BP fall, hypotension, but increased carbon dioxide called hypercapnia. Sometimes convulsions occurs. All this myxedema coma, in a known case of elderly hypothyroidism, many times precipitated by some infection or exposure to cold or any systemic illness patient will have. Unless suspected and treated early, mortality rate will be very high, more than 40 to 50%. How to manage this myxedema coma? IV administration of levothyroxine, the thyroxine hormone, 40 microgram. Then patient once become alright, orally we can shift. If T4 injections IV is not available, you can pass through nasogastric tube, nose to stomach, we pass a tube, give orally levothyroxine. And many times patient requires supportive treatment where they will have some infection, give proper antibiotic, broad spectrum, you external warming because hypothermia will be there. Hypoglycemia you can give by giving glucose IV. Hyponatremia you can give by little amount of salt by nasogastric tube or IV infusion. So you have to manage to prevent the mortality. Once the patient becomes normal, you have to impress upon the giving lifelong continuing the thyroxine hormone. Now we will talk about another big topic called hyperthyroidism. So this is here we discuss hypothyroidism. This just opposite that will be hyperthyroidism. A patient develops clinical manifestations due to excessive thyroid hormone in the blood. We call it as a thyroid toxicosis. Main cause of hyperthyroidism are Graves' disease, toxic multinodal goiter, toxic adenoma. Let us see few listed the causes. Primary hypothyroidism, secondary hyperthyroidism. 90% time you see primary hyperthyroidism. In that, Graves' disease is very common. Then comes multinodal goiter, toxic adenoma, where solid nodule will be there, subacute thyroiditis, thyroiditis, decurvence disease, iodine-induced, Jod-Bistow disease, drug-induced, like amiodarone, radiographic contrast material, or excessive iodine ingestion. Secondary hyperthyroidism is because of problem in the pituitary and hypothalamus, where TS are secreted in pituitary tumors. Sometimes pregnancy or in pregnancy you find trophoblastic tumors. Commonest of all this is your Graves' disease. We will discuss this Graves' disease in detail. So most common cause of thyroid toxicosis or hyperthyroidism, primary hyperthyroidism. Once again, 60 to 80% case you find Graves' disease. The cause very common in female, 9:1 ratio female and male, between usually age group 20 to 40 years. It is an autoimmune disorder with genetic predisposition. The antibodies, we call it as a TSHR antibodies, thyroid TSH receptor antibodies, binds TSH receptors on thyroid follicular cells and stimulates thyroid hormone production and goiter formation. So these are the cause. Now clinical features of hyperthyroidism or thyroid toxicosis or Graves' disease. You find Graves' disease, you find thyromegaly, where diffuse goiter seen. Let us see various other features. Clinical features, symptoms: weight loss with increased appetite, patient eating more but still losing weight, and lot of fatigue, nervousness, diarrhea, palpitations. In females, you find oligomenorrhea or amenorrhea, no menses, muscle cramps, weakness, and so much so that the proximal muscles of the body are more affected. So patient can't get up from the squatting position, can't stand up. We call it as a proximal myopathy. So they will also have angina, chest pain. Few other symptoms are, or on examination what you find, there is signs: tachycardia. So heart rate or pulse rate will be high, 90, 100, 110, even more. Sometimes atrial fibrillation, irregular pulse, fast heart rate. ask patient to stretch his or her finger, find fine finger tremors. Tremors are very fine. Body is very moist, warm skin. I said goiter. So diffuse thyromegaly will be there on examination in the neck. And you examine the reflexes, deep tendon reflex. They are hyperreflexia. And you see the eyes. There will be lid lag sign and lid retention sign will be there. Many times you find clubbing, and also many times you find plumber's nail. Plumber's nail, what you find is fingernails may separate from the nail bed. Now, Graves' disease patient also develop few more classical findings. They are called ophthalmopathy, dermopathy. In ophthalmopathy, is because of extrathyroidal manifestations of autoimmune process. So they will have bulging eyes, exophthalmos, proptosis, chemosis, periorbital edema, conjunctival irritation, and many times hardly any movement of the eyeball called ophthalmoplegia. In severe cases, they will have exophthalmos, double vision diplopia, optic nerve compression. So, ophthalmopathy very very important. Now, dermopathy, pre-tibial myxedema we call it, where pink patches over legs will be also seen. Now we will go for the investigations. TSS levels are suppressed, less than 0.05 or 0.01. T3, T4 levels are very much increased. In T3 thyrotoxicosis, only T3 levels are increased. Many times TSHR antibodies, these levels are increased. In more than 75% cases you can find this. Isotope scanning, if you do, radioactive iodine uptake is very high in Graves' disease and toxic nodular goiter. You do ultrasound of thyroid, shows diffuse enlargement of gland in Graves' disease. Treatment. In treatment, there are management, three things we can give: antithyroid drugs, radioactive iodine, surgical treatment, where you do part of the thyroid is removed, called subtotal thyroidectomy. Let us discuss antithyroid drugs. This choice of treatment depends on the patient's age, cause, and severity of thyrotoxicosis. Initially, this patient they will have high tachycardia and so many signs. So you can give non-specific or non-selective beta blockers like propranolol 40 to 160 mg per day, that gives relief but to be given for short duration. Antithyroid drugs, these drugs under that comes are carbimazole, propyl thiouracil. The mechanism of these drugs are they reduces synthesis of thyroid hormones by inhibiting iodination of tyrosine. So thyroid hormones synthesis is inhibited. Usually used in young adults, patient with mild thyrotoxicosis. This propyl thiouracil P2U usually used in pregnant ladies where carbimazole is contraindicated. These drugs to be given for prolonged periods, and dose of carbimazole is 5 mg to 40 mg per day depending on the severity in divided dose. Propyl thiouracil 100 mg to 6 hourly we can give. Side effects: rashes, fever, arthralgia, and sometimes agranulocytosis. So every 3 to 6 months we have to check for WBC count and all counts whether the patient develops agranulocytosis or not. Problem is once you stop this drug, there is a possibility of one can control thyroid. Hyperthyroid is controlled, all features may disappear, but many patients once you stop this medicine, relapse occurs. This one disadvantage of these drugs. Second type of treatment is radioactive iodine. Iodine 131. Here orally given as a single calculated dose. It causes progressive destruction of thyroid cells, which leads to hypothyroidism in near future. Contraindication: one should not give in pregnant ladies and breastfeeding ladies. Very effective medicine, but most of the patients they develop hypothyroidism in future. Third type of treatment is thyroid surgery. Subtotal thyroidectomy. You do in there is a large goiter is there, or there is a relapse of after antithyroid drugs. You can go for the surgery. But very important thing is before surgery, patient is made euthyroid by antithyroid drugs, and potassium iodide is then added 2-3 weeks before surgery so that size of thyroid glands become less, and they go for the surgery. Complication of surgery is of course you can cause definitely hypothyroidism, and there is recurrent laryngeal is very close to it. So recurrent laryngeal palsy is also possibility. Now, sometimes patient develops thyrotoxic crisis or thyroid crisis. This severe most form of thyrotoxicosis seen during illness, thyroid surgery, etc., where the clinical feature will be they will have tachycardia, delirium, vomitings, diarrhea, and high fever. So may have atrial fibrillation, sometime heart failure, coma, and all that. So it's a medical emergency. Mortality rate is very high. So management: patient is rehydrated, given broad spectrum antibiotics, propranolol given IV beta blocker. Sodium iodide is a specific medicine 500 mg orally per day is very effective. And of course, you give antithyroid drugs, carbimazole, high dose, then gradually can reduce the dose as per the requirement. Sometimes patients are given steroids for few days. So this is about the management of hyperthyroidism. So today we have discussed hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. They are very common occurring illness in the society, and this can be asked as a 9 marks question, or you can be asked about bit of questions of hypothyroidism, on management of hypothyroidism, or treatment of hyperthyroidism, or Graves' disease as a 4 marks question. So they have to prepare all this. I think with this I will end the class.